guys, I'm just in complete shock right now. I mean, this is easily the best episode of anime I have ever, ever fucking seen. Now, the power pool was so great. I mean, damn. Alright, this is a review of Hunter x Hunter episode 126, Zero and Rose. Now, at first it was an average anime fight, right? They had you going two of the baddest motherfuckers in the anime, just going head to head at it. Netero, the chairman of the Hunter organization, and the king of the Chimera Ants, the king of the Chimera Ants, Meruem, if I said that right. But like, damn, Shogi, the game that the king played a huge role in this fight because Netero obviously has the Buddha with the 100 hands, and Meruem basically decided that he was just gonna keep bouncing back and retaliating from a different angle. That way, he would be forced to use a new hand until he basically found out all the hands, um, all the hands' motions and which ways he could hit, which ways he could attack, and which way he wouldn't be able to block. Now, this exchanged over 1,000 punches before they finally figured it out, and the king had sustained very little damage, but it was enough to be a numbness of pain, dull pain, all of, in several areas of his body. And then there was one more thing that was pretty badass. There was like another move the king used, but anyway, I mean not the king, but another move Netero used, and he basically had to go through the same thing again, where there was over 1,000 punches thrown, and he figured out the pattern. Each time he figured out a pattern, the king would take a part of Netero's body. The first time he took his leg, and the Netero's like, "You think I'm giving up just because you took my leg? You think I'll die because of the bleeding?" Because the king was like, "Stop the bleeding and tell me my name." So Netero like punched his leg and did some kind of weird shit with inside of his leg, most likely with his aura to stop the bleeding. And then after he used his second move to where they had to go through 1,000 punches again, or over 1,000 punches again, the king took his left arm this time. And then he said, "Now tell me my name." And he's like, "You think I can't pray with one arm? Prayer is manifested from the heart. You basically don't need any hands or anything to do that. And once you are so good at this, you can use it to manifest the power." And basically, what he did was he used his zero hand, which is a huge ass Buddha that just fucking shits on the Buddha that he showed earlier. The 99th hand wasn't shit. Everything was 1,000 times stronger than. No, that might be over exaggerating on 1,000 times, but it was a shit ton stronger than the first one. And basically, Netero was shocked because after that, the king got up and was still. I mean, he was pretty injured after that, but it was like zero hand wasn't enough because the king walks up and then gives him his praise and is like, "I'll allow humans to live within a specific zone because of basically what you showed me, and then we will reevaluate which humans we use as food and which humans we won't use as food because they have predictable biases on patterns like attack patterns. Every human has a rhythm after every so often." Basically, Netero's second attack allowed him to nullify that rhythm almost completely until after 1,000 punches, the rhythm came back in, and then that's when the king figured it out, and they both were announcing that they showed respect for each other, great levels of respect for each other, not just, "Hey, respect you, I'm gonna call you, um, Toriko-sama or something, hell, I don't know," but immense levels of respect between the two, immense levels of power and fighting, and both of them were having an extremely good time. At one point, the king was, well, throughout the most of the fight, but at one point, Netero had noticed the king was smiling and was like, "I can't blame him, I'm having fun myself." And then, right at the end, you had Netero basically without a leg and an arm, and the king was coming up at him and was like, that's when he told him he would allow the humans to live within a specified zone. And Netero's like, it's not over yet, motherfucker. And then it cuts back to a scene where he was with a doctor that basically said, as soon as you die, as soon as your heart stops, this will go off. And then he takes two fingers and stabs himself in the chest. And basically that was like a trigger for the bomb to go off. And basically the king was like, damn, he's had me in checkmate this whole time. I understand now. Then the bomb explodes and a big ass rose of ashes, an ash cloud and explosion basically appears out of the actual explosion itself. Now, this honestly, this is probably almost 90% me liking Hunter x Hunter over One Piece. I mean, I love One Piece, don't get me wrong, but Hunter x Hunter is just fucking throwing down this season. Um, this Chimera arc is it's amazing. I mean, it was slow at first, but it's amazing. Um, Overall though, we got character progression between both the king and Netero. We got to see an entire lot of his power. We got to see Netero's death, or possibly both of their deaths. Now, I'm not sure if the king is dead yet, but I'm pretty much 100% sure Netero is dead. And there's a huge, huge chance that the king is dead. I haven't read the manga, if any of you don't know, so this is that's probably why I was so shocked. Like I sat still for like 2 minutes. So I didn't make the video right after I watched the episode, but I sat still for a couple minutes. I was just like, damn, like I it was awesome. That's all I gotta say. This episode easily gets a 10 out of 10, and most likely my favorite anime episode out there. Alright, guys, that's my thoughts on it. If you have any other thoughts, anything you want to add, it's not spoiler, just post them down in the description. Or not in the description, in the comments. And I appreciate it, guys. Peace.